All right, there we go. Finally, got delayed there for a minute or two. Something came up, but I think we're fine. All right, let me remember how to do this. Right, wait, hang on. Live split. What is up, everyone? Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, right? Wait, let me turn on the light. There we go. That's a little better. Live split. Where are you? There you go. Let's move this over here. That's good, I guess. And let me change inputs over here. How's everybody doing? I've been working from home today. We're doing some capacity of remote working at the office, and man, I'm like not cut out for that, I feel. I mean, you can get used to it, I'm sure. I've done it for like 2 or 3 days here over the past week or two, and I definitely feel like it's hard to. It's not that I can't get work done, but it's I don't know. It's weird. It's different, and especially what's weird isn't even really doing work, but it's like getting off of work and then being free, and it feels exactly the same. It's weird, but nothing new to a lot of people, I'm sure. Kranom323, what's up? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the family. Hello, and welcome. I'm gonna try to figure out how to navigate these Xbox menus. Hey, what up, Atomic Runner? Yeah, but the thing is too, like, I know that I'm not great with that kind of thing because, like, when I was in university, I used to always want to go outside when I needed to study. I wasn't keen on trying to study at home. I used to always go to, like, the library or one of the school buildings or whatever, because it's hard to put exactly words on it. It's not really about being distracted. I mean, it is to an extent, but for me, it's more about mentally, you know, compartmentalizing. I'm pressing the back button like 800 times to navigate back. All right, okay, here we go. And finding that distinction. I mean, even I would say completely within normal office work parameters, I find it kind of, it's easy to have kind of work and private life sort of bleed into each other, and I'm always wary of having work bleed over into my private life too much, I guess, like in terms of, you know, working too much and burning out on one hand, but also just like making sure to being able to really feel like you're having time off when you're having time off. I feel like it kind of sucks when you feel like you always have to be available, or if it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's relatively easy to kind of slip into a pattern of, well, not even a pattern really, but slipping into that, you know, at least for me, trying to be like a, I don't know, a generous and like, what do I call it? Just agreeable person. I don't know, like, even if I'm not being asked, just like being available and being offering, you know, it's an easy automatic instinct when you feel like someone would like something from you to kind of be offering that, I guess. And then it's not, you know, being taken advantage of that I'm afraid of, but more like overextending myself and sort of accidentally or needlessly putting myself into position of potentially burning out, or, you know, that kind of thing. All on top of course, the more typical aspect of just, you know, focus, and all that stuff. And I mean, on a more basic level, I think, frankly, my office is a much better environment for doing work than my apartment. I have a better computer. I have a more comfortable workstation. I have better lights. I have, like, everything is better at my office, really. It's like I have to wear pants to go out, I guess, but it's like that's not really the worst thing either. I know a lot of people who are like in quarantine are also like feeling that, I don't know, that, you know, personal sort of hygiene and that kind of stuff just sort of deteriorate, which is definitely not helpful for your mental health either. But in any case, I'm certainly not in any like desperate, horrible situation or anything. I just happen to have been home today, so it's a little weird feeling to not like. You know, whenever I stream after work, it's always like I'm at work and then I get home and I eat something and then I stream. But now everything's bleeding together and it's kind of weird. But anyway, enough about my work situation. I don't think that's why anyone is tuning into this. We're going to be playing some Batman, and holy shit, did I have to jump through a lot of hoops to get this set up. I knew that I had both of the Batman Telltale games in one way or another. Because obviously when I set out to do this whole project, I made sure that I had the games. I didn't literally own every single game the day I started, but I set out to get every game along the way and wanted to have everything set up ahead of time as far as possible. And with these games in particular, an interesting thing has happened during the course of this project, which is, of course, Telltale like going under and then subsequently coming back. So, I had already gotten the first season, and I knew I had it on, like, PS Plus. But then, Telltale was, like, going under, because I was thinking, you know, I'll get Season 2 whenever. And when Telltale went into bankruptcy or whatever happened, they put basically everything on sale one last time, like before everything was taken off the market. So I then made sure to buy Season 2 on PC, because I figured that's the version I would prefer to have, or maybe it was the cheapest, I forget exactly. But then, of course, before we got here, well, Telltale are back in one form or another, and their games are available to buy again. Not only that, but apparently at some point I also got Season 2 on Xbox. In fact, I got Season 1 on Xbox too. So I have Season 1 on PS4, I have Season 2 on PC, and apparently I have both of them on Xbox. That's how things go these days when you get free games left and right and you have cheap bundles and whatever. And like, technically I don't actually even have the PC version because I bought it on Humble. And apparently, because I saw that it wasn't in my Steam library, so I logged into my Humble library, and it turns out that I never actually redeemed the code. So I have a Steam code for it, I guess. And I've amassed a ton of Steam codes for actually good games, many of which I own, many of which I don't. But I've been a Humble subscriber for, I don't know, a long time. I think I got the subscription... Yeah, actually, when Hitman 2 came out, which I guess was late 2018. Hey, what's up, Yoda? I wanted to play... I had Hitman 2016 on PS4, and I really, really liked that game. So I knew I wanted to play Hitman 2 when it came out, but I also realized that I would prefer to play the PC version. And because Hitman 2 kind of lets you play all the levels and everything from Hitman 16 if you have it, I wanted to get the PC version of Hitman 2016, and that happened to be in a Humble bundle around the time of Hitman 2's release. So I got, well, not a bundle, but the monthly, Humble monthly. So I started my subscription then, and then I've just kept it going since then, I guess. Or it might have been further back. I can't remember. In any case, it's been, you know, not enough money to bother canceling it. And every now and then I do get games that I actually... Like, a lot of the time I see games come out that I'm not, like, eager to play day one, but games I know that, ooh, I'm curious about this. And before I get around to buying them, it seems like between PS Plus and Humble Monthly, I just end up having the game. And now I'm on Game Pass on Xbox, so it's like I get even more games, way more games than I can. Which, by the way, I joined to get Blazing Chrome. I figured it's cheaper to get a month of Game Pass to try Blazing Chrome. Especially because they had a trial thing where it's like $1. And that was, I don't know, a year ago, maybe? Something like that. But it's a really, really good service, so I actually don't really mind paying for it. In any case, it turned out that I have both Batman games on Xbox One. But boy, is it complicated to get access to this shit. Because like, you have the game, and then you have like... every episode is like its own DLC, but then you have the season pass as a separate thing. Except for the second season, where episode 1 is like the main game, but it doesn't appear like I don't know if it's under another letter. I can't like find it. But if I go to like my quote-unquote full library and to the games with gold stuff, oh, here we go. It's over here. And I like if I manage game and add-on. Oh, okay, it's right here. It's installed apparently, and the season pass. I don't know about the. Okay, it says that episodes 2, 4, and 5 are. See, this shit is really confusing. Yeah, they've had the Game Pass deal a lot of times, and it's usually just for like new subscribers. But it's I've mostly out of laziness, I guess. Kind of. I'm currently on the Ultimate tier or whatever it's called, which gets you Xbox Live Gold and the Game Pass for Xbox and for PC. I could probably really get by just having the Xbox Pass, if that. But again, it's like just a hassle to like cancel subscriptions and stuff. And occasionally you do get games on PC that you don't get on Xbox. And if you want to do something that requires gold, like playing online or I don't know what cloud saves or something like that, it's nice to not bump into that like paywall reminder or whatever. Anyway, downloading and installing this shit is like awfully confusing. So hopefully everything will work. Garage Nation, what's up? Am I buying Resident Evil 3? I'm really torn. I was definitely planning to buy it. I've been kind of... In fact, I was waiting for my last paycheck to come in on Friday, this past Friday, to buy it. But I've also kind of... I've cooled a little on it. Not that I don't think the game's good. Obviously, some reviews and stuff have come out. Some of the things I've heard about the game that people are like critical of, I think kind of sound pretty good or more aligned with my tastes. But it's more about I've been playing Doom Eternal. I actually finished that last night, and I kind of want to play that more. I've just basically got so many other games to play right now that I feel like I could be buying Resident Evil 3 months from now and not worry too much about it. It looks good though. I definitely want to buy it. I definitely want to play it. But because it comes out tomorrow, it's like if I'm buying it full price, I want to buy it tonight, I guess, so I get the pre-order costumes. And this shit is so stupid, but it's like if I'm paying that much money for it, I'd prefer to get as much out of that as I can. But I could also, I have too many experiences of buying a game at full price and then not playing it for like 6 months, and then it's like $15 or it's on Game Pass or some other shit. Anyway. Yeah, the RE1 remake is my favorite Resident Evil. I love the RE2 remake too, but I never actually finished it, which is another kind of something I might want to do before playing the new one. So we'll see soon enough, I guess. Anyway, how about we play some Batman? Let me pause the music. Where's my mouse cursor? There we go. Yeah, I felt the same way, Jay. Like Game Pass didn't necessarily seem like something I would be interested in, but it took something like Blazing Chrome coming out and launching on Game Pass that I wanted that, and I figured that, you know what, it's like $20, but if for $1 I can try it. And yeah, I've had other there's been a few games that I've spent some time with. There's been a bunch of games that I kind of checked out for briefly, but Slay the Spire was a game that I was really I got really hooked on last year, and I felt like that was worth all the money I've sunk into Game Pass until now for playing Slay the Spire, the amount that I did, playing Blazing Chrome, a few other things that have kind of slipped my mind, like kind of made it worth it. And there's like a lot of shit on there too, like big stuff that I would love to play that I just haven't kind of gotten around to. So I think it's like undeniably a really, really great service. When I unlock costumes when completing it, well, I'm pretty sure the specific costume stuff that they have as a pre-order bonus is just, well, paid DLC basically. I mean that's how it usually works. I assume I would be very surprised if they gave out a pre-order bonus in the form of something you can unlock later. I mean, it's not completely unheard of, I guess, but every Resident Evil since at least RE6 has had paid DLC costumes. So, well, RE5 I guess had too. I think for like Mercenaries mode. It's fully to be expected anyway. Yeah, Game Pass it's like almost a little overwhelming, but I mean comparing it to like PS Now, which is I guess the equivalent PlayStation service, like Game Pass just completely blows it out of the water, no question. Oh yeah, I saw this. I booted up Season 2 earlier just to kind of see if I to see if I had the game. I kind of actually accidentally booted it up, and I noticed this was a thing. I've not played a lot of Telltale games, a couple, but last time I played any of them, this wasn't a thing. But so apparently you don't actually need to play it on the same system. You can have cloud saves, which will carry over your progress and stuff. But since I actually have both of them on Xbox, we'll just do this. So I don't feel like I want to bother with this. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think trying to be a completionist with Game Pass is like a sensible idea. But even if you don't deliberately set out to literally play everything, I can relate to the idea of seeing stuff that you want to play, and then before you really get to doing it, there's more stuff that you want to play. I don't know. I feel like I've had stuff on my Netflix watch list for like 3 years that I never get around to. It's kind of the same thing. Is the service still up? Good question. I have no idea. I thought about trying to sign up, but then I figured, and I'm not going to bother. It could very well have been down and is now up again because Telltale is in business again in some form or another. But like I said, I'm not really going to bother. Let's just jump in here real quick. Show selectables, fight actions, and buttons to button. All right. Subtitles on. Thank you very much. I don't know what size these things are, but let's try large. Oh wait, hang on. It's defaulting to small. All right. Well, let's try large. I imagine that's going to make it easier for you guys. Not on the highest resolution here. Let's see about the stuttering. I'm sure it's going to run like shit. These games always do. Alright, let's do standard. Yeah, so I try to look into... Let's just see what's on here. Oh yeah, this is the thing I read about. I guess you can like set up... Oh my god, we're getting some tutorial here. I think this is a really cool feature. When I first saw something about this, I am kind of curious. But I feel like it's... yeah, playing via Twitch, YouTube, or other streaming services is not advised due to network latency issues. I don't know. Either way, I feel like we got Twitch chat. That'll do. I think this is a very interesting feature, though. I think this is a really clever sort of addition to the formula. But we're not going to bother. Cool thing, though. Yeah, I've heard that Man of Medan has some interesting co-op stuff too, as well as like shared, like sort of, what do you call it? Sort of tag team play or whatever. That's not a good word for it. There's something else. I don't know. Shit, what was it? It used to always be in old games, whether games had like 2-player simultaneous or 2-player alternate or something. I forget what the term, the common term was, but like for games where you can play 2 players, but it's like a pinball game or something where you literally take turns. Anyway, we're getting... yeah, hot seat is, I guess, maybe a better word than tag team. I don't know. Hey there, Hippo. What's up? Happy Thursday. Anyway, I feel like we've been stalling long enough. How about we get some Bat adventures going? Oh yeah, so one last thing. Shadows Edition. This is apparently a DLC thing that I have where it's just kind of a visual... everything is like in black and white, but with some color effects or something. I don't know. I feel like Classic Edition, normal game. I don't know. I feel like that's what we should do. So let's see if my hotkeys are working here. Looks like it. Connect to server. All right, let's start the timer. Yeah, dude, it's we're very close to the end here. I'm not sure how long these games are. I've played through The Walking Dead, the first one, so I have some kind of inkling, assuming this is anything like it. But certainly, I don't expect these to be games that we get stuck on. So I don't think we'll finish this tonight, but within 1 or 2 streams, I think we can complete it. And then Season 2 is probably about the same length. Let me just double check here. I want to see that the game confirms that these are all installed. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, good. Oh my god, this menu is horrible. All right, so slow. Hope there's some serious detectiving in here after all that tank ban. I mean, we did some hot sleuthing in Arkham VR. Man, that was actually pretty fun. But yeah, this should be a kind of a different thing. The only thing I really know about it, I don't know what the story is, but I've heard that you play as Bruce Wayne in a larger extent than you would expect from most Batman games, which I think is appropriate for a story-driven adventure kind of thing. But yeah, so the way it looks scheduling-wise is that Easter is coming up next weekend, right? So I'll have a few extra days off, which means that we should probably be able to wrap up the final episodes during that weekend. But we'll talk more about that later on. Let's get going. Oh, Christ. All right. Barely visible. All right, it's like very visible on my game screen. It looks invisible on my like stream preview. I don't know. All of my screens are different. It's just horrible, but fuck it. I think we'll do okay. Select the Bat Tech color. All right, we can... What a weird setting. I was like, I wanted to pick yellow, but there's like secondary yellow and everything anyway, so that just drowns it out. That's weird. But yeah, like yellow looks best, right? Fuck it, let's go for it. Crowd control. Crowd play? Whatever. Crowd influence. Anyway, let's go yellow. But this is exciting. It's going to be such a different... Like, we've been playing so many games that are all kind of samey. There's just been a bunch of Arkham and a bunch of Lego since, like, August or something. Like, I feel like it's been so long since we played anything else. So this is going to be a very different Batman experience. Well, we got vintage Telltale load times. What's up, party man? Thank you for the host.
This game series adapts to the choices you make. The story is tailored by how you play.
Wow, they're making this really serious. Wow, there's some serious aliasing.
Hey, what are you...
It's like doing the old school RE, like
Get it open.
lagging whenever it changes camera angle. Well, not
He's gonna
any
show,
but like
bring the whole goddamn place down.
Stay focused. We'll be out of here before anyone can stop us.
I already have so many questions about the presentation. Why are the subtitles red over a red background?
Christ. Move in.
Yeah, for as many games as there have been... I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
Back! Get back!
Gordon. They're on the 52nd floor. I'm going in.
Hey! Wait! Wait for backup!
Don't need it.
Take the stairs.
I heard stories, you know.
All
Sent
right,
three home
let's
in
not
an
talk too much
ambulance.
over this, I guess.
The rest in body bags.
No wonder the cops want him dead.
Hey, you ever seen him?
Yeah, Gotham Zoo. With all the other flying animals.
All right, so let's just pause for a second. Like, I like the sort of visual tone overall, but yeah, some of the presentation stuff seems a little weird, and it is weird for me. Like, this is a game that's on Xbox One, it's on PC and PS4, but there is versions of this on PS3 and 360. Like, why is this version not? It should be running perfectly smooth, you would think. I'm not sure if we went with medium or large subtitles, but these are probably the large ones. And yeah, Atomic Runner, I was about to say, for as many games as there have been, not many of them have like there are a lot of parts of the Batman sort of mythos that haven't really been explored very much. Like Bruce Wayne as a character is barely present in any game, and yeah, even the whole detective stuff isn't something we see that much of. It's like been paid lip service to here and there, but not to any great extent. I'm playing on Xbox One, Hippo. I have an Xbox One S. Yeah, I mean, like I said, these games, like, they've always kind of had pretty poor performance, so I guess it's not purely a matter of console power. So I guess it's not that I'm surprised, really, but it seems strange.
Bruce, you can't keep doing this.
I have to.
I hate the colored subtitles.
No one else will.
Every drop of blood, everything you've sacrificed. The city is safer now.
I don't really like the way it scrolls
made you
either,
a
or like
target.
sort of comes up a letter at a time.
And people will keep you in the crosshairs until you're shot out of the sky.
I can handle it.
Right. It's gonna be hard to find the timing for when to talk.
The hell'd he go? Whatever got in, don't let it get out.
It's like either I'm talking over their dialogue or I'm having to make a decision. I can't really talk at the same time. I'm sure it won't be quite this action-packed all the way through, though.
What was that?
Oh, okay. Whoa, right. Whoa. Ah! Okay. I didn't quite understand the controls, but we got it.
Back to back, circle up!
Not sure what that thing on the left is.
What the hell is this?
Bat meter? I'm increasing my bat juice as I'm pulling these guys up, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it'll make sense eventually.
I know you're trying to create a myth, but be careful you don't turn into a monster.
Sometimes you need a monster.
Come at me!
Edgelord, Bruce Wayne, always. Did I miss that, or? Whoops. I think I fucked that up, or did I? It's kind of hard to tell. Was that a super move? Oh, right.
Didn't your mother teach you to knock? Behind you, big boy. Heyday.
Someone got really excited about the depth of field feature. Okay.
If you want to be intimidating, you're
Not sure what happened to
succeeding.
their voices, but
Criminals are becoming afraid of you, so are the police.
It's a scare tactic, Al. Just a performance.
Without a scratch.
So far. That doesn't belong to you.
I was wondering if we'd cross paths.
You broke the law. Here I am.
Cut the shit. The law. Don't tell me that's why you do all this. Squeeze into a suit, tie on a cape. Most people dressed up like that end up in Arkham.
Gotham needs a hero. Someone to hunt down people like you.
So that makes me, what, a villain? Sounds fun.
she'll
Gotta
remember
admit
that.
it, though. You give a good chase. One day you might actually catch me.
Tonight.
Don't you know not to corner a wild animal? It's dangerous.
Then let's put you in a cage.
Bring it, Bat.
He sounds like a fucking Mortal Kombat announcer. He's a bit goofy. But it's not... I don't know. It's not like Christian Bale roaring. The pacing of some of this feels a little funny, but I guess it's a concession to the interactivity of it. I don't know. But stuff like that, you know.
You get this? Move us in, closer!
Some of the interactions feel, I don't know, the like directions and what's going on is a little strange, or like the inputs. Alright, that thing's pretty powerful. That's a pretty cool scene, though.
Two of them now? Jesus! I got it!
Wait! Do not shoot!
Super move. All right. Okay. Well, I got that thing.
Why go to all that trouble for this?
Shit!
A myth can't be killed. You, however, are flesh and blood.
God damn it! I said don't shoot! No! Wait!
It's only a gunshot. I'm sure we'll be fine. Oh, okay. I didn't think I actually made it, but... Also, what did he think would happen? Going pretty well, all things considered, I think.
Guess I was wrong about you catching me. Not sure if it was for my sake or yours.
Don't struggle or you'll fall.
Oh, but that's what you crave. The struggle. I know men like you. I bet.
Alright, okay. That's fine, I didn't need that.
Step out of the shadows and be Bruce Wayne tonight.
Oh, that's a much harder fight.
Don't let tombstones be your family legacy.
Well then,
Oh, okay. Alright, sure.
time to save the city.
Shadow looks, a little funny. Okay, do we get a moment to breathe now? Yeah, I think that was a pretty cool introduction. I like it so far. I think it's, yeah, a very nice change of pace. I like the way it looks for the most part. I'm not in love. I wouldn't say that this kind of batsuit design is my favorite, but as far as this kind of armored look, I think it's, I'd put it about on par with the Arkham Origins suit, I guess. It still looks pretty good. It doesn't look too clunky.
Not used to such a ringing endorsement. Even one who cut Gotham's crime rate in half. For too long, this city has burned with corruption and greed
Fucking
under Mayor
Chad
Hill's
Harvey
authority.
Dent.
But I promise you, a vote for Harvey Dent is a vote to finally put your foot down. And together, we can stamp out the fire and save our great city. If only Mr. Wayne, my campaign's largest backer, could have heard that applause, he would well, there he is. Fashionable and fashionably late as always. Say hi, Bruce.
Standing in a corner.
Welcome to Wayne Manor, everyone.
Like, what's
My
up with
apologies
the
for the late arrival?
Oh, not to
focus?
worry,
Like,
Mr.
all
Wayne.
these shots are
We've
like
all
weirdly
made
out of
ourselves
focus.
Very comfortable. Thank you again, everyone, for your unwavering support. Together, we will change Gotham. Mr. Wayne, thank you for opening your house to us. Now, I know this is the biggest mansion in Gotham, but I don't think you got lost on your way here. Where were you? I know you prefer the brooding billionaire angle, so the sooner we make nice with the donors, the sooner everyone will leave you alone.
Just wanted to make an entrance.
Congratulations, you almost missed it. You are a pillar of this city and my campaign. I need you here, tuxedoed and shaking hands. No one came here tonight to see me.
Some champagne.
They want to see the Bruce Wayne, am I right?
And I can see him just fine from here.
This shouldn't be painful. It's not a kidney stone. It's only a little FaceTime with potential donors. Your face, specifically, with a mouth that's saying, support Harvey Dent. We're the grease, they're the wheels. And they're rolling in enough cash and votes to help make Gotham a place for families again. A little liquid courage before facing your adoring public? This'll help you too, Bruce. Once I've turned this city around as mayor, you'll be a hero for funding my campaign. Now all I need is a decent slogan. I'm terrible at those. It always makes me sound like a used car salesman. Which, for the record, I have not been since before law school.
All right. How about, our hope is in Harvey?
Look at you. It's not half bad. I'm gonna use that.
Here we go. You got 2.5 seconds to come up with the slogan. It's like,
Together,
it's,
you
I don't know,
and
pretty
me,
high
we
pressure.
change Gotham. A city free from crime. where
Yeah, we'll get
children can play in the
huge
streets.
face
That's
eventually,
what I want
I'm
too,
assuming.
But you know how rough it is out there. We have to shake things up to make that happen.
Well, we can start with a few hands.
I like the way Bruce looks, though.
Come on.
I mean, it's like Bruce Wayne, I feel like, is the most unassuming looking. Like, I don't feel like he has a particularly specific or defined look. But weirdly, I think, like, the Arkham games, like, I feel like most recent Bruce Waynes we've seen in games, like the Arkham games or, like, Injustice and stuff, like, he always looks weird to me.
Mr. Wayne,
Here he finally
I'd like
looks
to
like
introduce you
normal.
Bob and Regina Zellerbach. Of course I know these two.
Hello, Bruce.
Regina here is the chairwoman of Wayne Enterprises, and her husband...
Voted for Mayor Hill last time. I'll admit it, Mr. Wayne. I don't know Mr. Dent from a pothole on Main Street, but I trust your family. If you believe in Dent, we believe in you. After all, whoever you support is a reflection on you.
And we trust someone like you to lead this city to greatness.
Well, thank you. But we're all here tonight because we want to make a difference. And that's what it's going to take. Every single one of us. Not just me, not just Mr. Dent.
They don't look too
Everyone.
impressed.
Right. Of course.
Old families like ours should flock together, you know, like birds.
You're preaching, dear.
No, it's true. The
Weird.
Waynes and Zellerbachs are reminders of the golden age of Gotham.
This city's luster faded years ago, Mr. Dent. Look at Gotham now. Murder in the streets, corruption in City Hall, that Cape Bat freak dealing out vigilante justice like it's the wild goddamn West.
Oh, Bobby, regarding Golden Age, seems you're getting cranky in yours. There's always hope.
Forgive me for being blunt, but one man can't save this city. And it's a dangerous mentality to think so. That's how you get creeps like this Batman.
Well, I have to say I side with your wife on this, Mr. Zellerbach. Even a spark of hope can light the darkness.
Huh, an idealist with a bank account. He'll be broke before Election Day.
And I know Bruce would gladly spend every penny he has to fix this city. I don't doubt that for a moment. And don't worry, though. I am not doing this alone. And with Bruce's help, we're replacing the dangerously unsecure Arkham Asylum with a state-of-the-art mental health facility to help Gotham's most at-risk individuals. It will be dedicated to Thomas and Martha Wayne, in the hopes that their fate will never be repeated.
After all your parents
died,
did
you know.
for this city. Oh. To be killed in a botched robbery in some alleyway. It was terrible. Truly terrible.
A tragedy like that at such a young age must have been crippling.
It's a little ham-fisted, but I mean, it's better than a flashback.
Deranged man had gotten the right treatment. Maybe, well, I don't like to think about maybes. And I'm sure you don't either.
Well, Harvey is the one who's been behind the project since day one. A vote for him is a vote for the memory of my parents.
You'll have it.
Thank you. Thank you both.
I don't know, he looks fucking sinister.
Not saying I doubted you, but that went better than expected.
It is a night of ringing endorsements.
Hey, what's up, opponent? Yeah, it's like I'm definitely struggling to figure out how to like pace my
Harvey Dent,
commentary here.
Gotham's next mayor. I'm eager to know you.
Vicky Vale. Not interested. And reporter for the Gotham Gazette.
This is a private fundraiser, Miss Vale. No reporters allowed.
Well, you don't mind if I stay and ask a few questions, do you, Mr. Wayne?
Well, you can ask me whatever you want at the press conference tomorrow.
Actually, I'm here for Mr. Wayne.
Well, he certainly doesn't have any time either.
Tonight is strictly off the record. We can talk, but nothing gets written down.
I'm okay with that. I was just hoping to see what makes Bruce Wayne tick. This is quite the social event, Mr. Wayne.
Oh, come on now, it's so formal. Call me Bruce.
Well, Bruce, you've been going around pleasing everyone tonight. But how are you doing? You should enjoy your own party before all the champagne runs out.
Everyone loves the host. You're king for a day.
Just a day? I would have guessed Bruce Wayne has that feeling year-round.
Yeah, well, I take nights and weekends off.
Mr. Wayne, you've got something on your collar.
Is that blood?
Yeah. It looks like...
Spilled some wine. It'll come out.
Stick to clear alcohols, Bruce. They never stain.
That's quite the look. I was about to comment earlier that, like,
Excuse me,
I think
Master Bruce,
the characters and like the facial animation and stuff isn't
has arrived.
isn't like poorly done, but sometimes the way they like the expressions don't seem to really match
Is the
what's
dead
going on
campaign
always.
soliciting votes from Gotham's biggest crime family?
Falcone's never been convicted of anything except being a businessman who loves this city. Excuse us, Miss Vale.
And what kind of business do you think he's in?
The one that controls enough votes to get me into City Hall. This is the necessary evil of politics, Bruce. It's in the service of
Yeah, I've never liked the weird like brushstroke
hear him out before
type
you kick him
where
out.
like inky look.
Falcone requested to speak with you directly. Maybe he can change your mind.
Jesus, Harvey, inviting a known criminal to your fundraiser?
It's a weird thing because I think like it worked a lot better. I think in The Walking Dead. I didn't love it there either.
Warning, Bruce.
But it's weird because it's so like subtle. Like, well, it isn't subtle, but it's such a minor part of the overall look.
Sky-high ceilings, plenty of room for my cars.
Like you could take all that out, and in fact, when you see the characters at like a distance like this, it doesn't really register.
Offends my eyes. Oh, man, all flash, no class.
My family.
And when you see it up close, it's all like
it's not for sale.
Everything's for sale, Mr. Wayne.
I don't like the look of it at all.
Everyone. Just need to find the
Hey,
right
what's up,
currency.
Deadbot?
Carmine Falcone, thank you for welcoming me into your home.
Like I said, like in
You're a respectable man, I hear.
let's do it for the
Bruce
look.
Wayne.
I know who you are. The guy who's gonna sell me his house.
Gentlemen, perhaps we'll all be more comfortable in the parlor. Follow me, if you will.
Like the older stuff they did had a much more painted and sort of drawn look to it.
You should know, Mr. Falcone.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't
my
really like it
analysts
there
say we're
either.
raising
But
triple with Mayor Hill.
and yeah, the randomly missing voice clips are a bit fucked.
You'll be fine out there, Harvey. I saw plenty of skirts to keep you busy for a few minutes.
Harvey stays with us.
A man's home is his castle. I respect that.
But when the characters like
Seen and not heard.
the sort of coloring is much more subtle, there's much more detail in the models. So the more they kind of add to that, the more these like brushstrokes just really stand out in a very strange way. Like yeah, look at Harvey there. You don't see them at all. It just looks like
District Attorney here wants to
a
make
few
sure the rules
you know
are
lines drawn with a Sharpie on their suit. And it's I don't know. I think it's a strange
But in my experience, there's the law, and there's doing what's right.
strange thing.
You understand? And I'd rather see Harvey actually help this city instead of just saying he will. The man talks too much, chaps my face with words.
Unlike most people I've met, Harvey actually has integrity. He's trying to make Gotham a better place.
So am I. So are you. Hey, we all carry this city on our broken backs. Might lighten the load if we do so together.
Yeah, like overall, I think the characters just look way better in like medium shots like that than even this is like close enough to see those strokes show up.
Mr. Wayne.
But at a distance, they
Gives
look
me
so much better.
indigestion. I got enough of that as is. So, let's talk relationship. Chalk this for me. Be a pal. I can get Harvey the mayor's seat, or I can pull it out from under him. Whatever happened to being a gracious host? Okay, imagine this is me, and these are all my friends in Gotham. The businesses,
Dialogue is an adaptation of the Sakura Wars. Yeah, I never played those games, but I assume they work something like this then.
If Harvey gets elected,
I've seen other games do that kind of thing too. It's been some of the like David Cage games and stuff.
why I
Also,
came here tonight to your lovely home, hoping to make a new friend.
I like it. I think it makes
One who can
sense
help
in
Mr. Dent see
some
the light.
contexts more than others, maybe. But
Between your businesses and mine, I bet we employ half the city. Now, we got a good thing going, so I don't see why we shouldn't team up.
Look, I'm only talking to you because Harvey asked, trusting a friend to know what's best for Gotham.
Now, that's a predicament.
if you do nothing, you stay silent, and
You listen to me.
I guess
kid.
that's the same. Usually, you
I
have
know
like the
somewhere inside
press
that
Y to
tuxedo
do
you
dot.
understand this situation. Money gets money. The
And I think
risks,
that's the whole what the
hidden
timer
costs.
thing adds, right?
Your father knew which hands to shake.
Compared to a game where there's no timer, you just pick a response.
Which to break.
Don't you dare talk about my father.
The way you would in a
worked up over
real life
nothing.
conversation, like
Hell, I knew him longer than
not
you did.
responding is something that the other person would
Say
react
no
to.
me. Not for long.
Oh, it looks so gross in the close-ups.
Master Bruce, your guests are leaving. I recommend seeing them out. You wouldn't want to be rude.
Heed your butler's advice, kid. Oh, and I'm no longer interested in buying the house. The owner's a prick, and he's gonna get what's coming to him.
We'll see about that. Oh yeah, I guess the game started. I like it. I guess it's like meant to have sort of an introduction. You get to have a little Batman part, then you have a little Bruce Wayne part. So now we're kind of introduced to how the game works. Like the Batman part's all action, the Bruce Wayne part's all talking, which I suppose makes sense. And yeah, I think like some of the on-screen prompts, I guess you can it might be different in different games. I think you can probably like turn it off to not have those things show up. It's a little goofy because I don't know. I think overall the way these games work, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, of course. Like the idea that your choices have a real impact is a bit of an illusion, which I think is totally fine. It doesn't need to be real. Like as long as it feels real, that's what matters, right? So these games don't usually hold up super well in repeated playthroughs because you might feel like something was affected by your choice, and then next time you do something different and the exact same sequence of event plays out. So they don't really typically have a lot of branching paths or anything, but it's more about feeling like you're in control of the situation. You feel a pressure to make the right choice. Or not even the right choice. You feel the pressure to make a choice. And you have some sort of feeling that whatever you happen to pick has some impact on what happens next. What's up with the subtitles?
Break-in at City Hall. But thanks to the efforts of the Batman, the stolen items were returned.
Not all of them. Let's see what she was really after.
Like, the camera is like supposed to shift focus, but it's like completely fucked up. It's like not the right thing in focus at all. It's weird. Oh, I have like a mouse cursor and, well, it's not a mouse, but you know. For a game that, you know, supposedly has such a focus on like the dialogue and stuff, it's weird that we've already seen several locations of the kind of voice clips and subtitles all like glitching out and shit. It's weird. Okay, I guess I can go there. I wouldn't say this is my favorite Batmobile, but it's a step up from the fucking tank, that's for sure. It's a nice, sleek, car-looking Batmobile. I dig it. I dig it. It's been such a breakneck pace just moving forward here without a pause. So I want to make sure to not immediately do what I'm supposed to do to move the plot forward here. I want to take a second to breathe a little bit. Yeah, I think the timing and stuff of the choices of the dialogue feels a little strange because you can pick a response. You can pick your response at any time. Your character won't speak until the timer runs out, but you kind of want to finish listening to what the other person has to say before you give the response. But the way the timer looks, at least, maybe I should just leave it running out next time just to confirm how that works. But it looks, I assume, that if you say nothing, like the timer, the bar shows you the time you have to make a choice. But it's timed with the, you know, the other party's dialogue in such a way that if you want to hear what they have to say after they finish talking, like you have no time to actually make a choice. So you're kind of pressured into making the choice. It's a weird thing. Like that's not how dialogue works in real life, right? You don't need to decide what your response is before the other person finishes talking. You can take half a second to think about what to say after they start talking or stop talking. So I guess we'll see if it works that way. Falcone's already dead. Not that I know. Maybe he died on the news. I don't know. I'm not listening to this at all. I'm assuming not. That would be. Kind of weird with this little mouse cursor thing.
And if you can believe it, now you can't even trust the valets. More on this
Anyway.
after the break.
Mayor Hill says he's tough on crime, but since his election, violence in Gotham has skyrocketed.
Soccer Wars gets a subtle warning that the choice about to come up. You tell by when your character starts to say something but doesn't have a complete thought. Yeah, I mean that's the thing here too. Like it's not like it's basically every line of dialogue, which like you could have it be more of a. It doesn't have to be that frequent, I guess. I don't know. I don't mind it, but some aspect of the timing thing is a little peculiar.
The newest edition can program it to reveal trace elements in a
Subtitles are so
space.
weird.
Can deliver a jolt or knock out electricity in the area. I suppose that Catwoman would have preferred the latter.
Spare grapple gun?
Can't believe I let her take that. The test run at the mayor's office was a success.
So for some of these, you know, speaking of the art style and with the weird like pencil or ink strokes or whatever, for a few of these things, like it kind of works for some of these little gadgets and stuff.
Could be sharper.
But yeah, on the characters, I kind of hate the way it looks. The weird thing is you could completely remove it. Like I said, even at a distance, you don't see it on his face. In fact, it probably sort of scaled back, and he looks just fine. It looks good. And it's not like you would need to replace it with some other kind of detail. It's just like take it out and it looks better. And I don't know. It's so weird. Yeah, I would imagine you could mod that kind of stuff relatively easily because it's literally just kind of changing the textures. But first of all, not an option on Xbox, but also not something I'd probably bother looking into. It's just a weird choice, I think, that they kind of kept going with. Even though, like I said, some things have changed. Like the overall look is very different from some of the older ones, but it's still, yeah. It annoys me because it's where you see these close-ups and you get kind of taken out of it because it looks like everyone drew on their face with a pen. It's Yeah, I don't like it. DA Dent pressures mayor to decry vigilantes. Alright, okay. Oh, that's how we scroll. I'm not gonna read all this lore. Arkham Asylum replacement. Alright, okay. Basically, then we all knew this stuff. That's fine. Codex. It's like a... Alright, okay. Yeah, we got all kinds of data here. Most important, of course. Is it like just his notes? He's just written some notes on his dead parents. Just for the record. Alfred's design feels, I don't know, strange in a way. I mean, he's looked so different in all kinds of different versions, of course. There's no, like, canonical way that Alfred should look, but I feel like it's... I don't know what it is exactly about Alfred's design that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, he looks like too... Not too young, exactly, but like too handsome? I don't know. He looks... I don't know. He doesn't look like Alfred to me. I guess this doesn't really look like Harvey Dent to me either, but I like that this at least has kind of its own take on things. And again, like the outline stuff, like the hair looks okay, but we have this kind of weird, like the jawline isn't even fully drawn in. It's like he's got a little bit under his chin and a little bit over here. It looks super strange. Alfred looks a lot more like Gordon. Kind of. He had a mustache, but I feel like if he had a mustache, he'd look more like Alfred also. Cat burglar. Alright, I guess she's brand new. This is the Penguin, huh? He was a childhood friend, but he's almost a stranger to me now. Just like me, his family fell apart here in Gotham.
Penguin, what happened to you, Oz?
I like Gordon's design. Like, I think he looks... he looks tough. Like, when we first saw him, he almost looks kind of buff. But he looks rugged, like, believably as a tough cop. But he doesn't look fucking barrel-chested like the Arkham version. I like him. Falcone. Gotham City, alright. Gotta take some notes. Wayne Enterprises. Alright, okay, there we go. That's the Codex. I'm sure this is gonna get filled out with more stuff. Alright, well, let's analyze this data drive. What's on this thing? I guess I need a chair for this. It's like Hagar. I don't know, it actually reminds me of the animated series Gordon, in a way. I mean, that's probably the version he looks the most like.
Encrypted.
Wayne Manor has 7 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, a library, a gymnasium, a basketball court, and a movie theater. And yet I always find you here. In a dark, damp cave. In front of a computer.
I'm more at home here than the rest of the house, you know that.
Then we should build an 8th bedroom down here.
I'm not a huge fan of Alfred's voice. I feel like that's maybe part of why he feels weird to me too.
Cave dweller. Quite an eclectic resume. Did you find out what that Catwoman tried to steal?
Well, in the process.
What are we looking at?
Let me try a different angle.
All right, let's do this. All right.
This is a map of the East Side shoreline. But it could mean any number of things. Money, weapons, drugs, everything flows through that port.
Maybe it's where Mayor Hill picks up his dry cleaning.
Can't make sense of it yet. There's still plenty of files to decrypt.
Yeah, so it's just 100% of them?
Meantime, I saved you what I could.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, the same couldn't be said for the bar. I had to literally pry Mrs. Zellerback away. But you'll be pleased to hear everyone has left, including Mr. Falcone. Before the game switched from billiards to cutthroat. I'd recommend leaving the fistfights to your alter ego. Bloodstains are much harder to remove from a tuxedo. You don't have to take my advice, Bruce, but that doesn't mean I'll stop giving it. For the record,
it's a little strange. Like I said, I wanted to just let the timer run out to see what it's like. It kind of slows down a little bit, but you don't really get.
It can again, Bruce.
There's no like extra time for you to react.
No, people like this can't.
And it's very strange, in particular, that he reacts to my silence.
Hopefully, she's just a tourist.
It's not strange that someone would react to your silence, but they do it way too quickly.
Much to find, apparently.
A few burglaries, break-ins.
Like Alfred's line ends, and either Bruce starts talking, or Alfred just says his next line, reacting to Bruce's silence.
As Bruce or Batman.
That's not the point. I want criminals
but
to know I'm not there.
It's
Batman isn't
strange.
hiding from anybody.
I was talking.
It's a weird thing to talk to someone and then like comment on them not responding before they barely have a chance to respond.
No one's gonna figure it out now. Trust me.
Miss Vale
It's
noticed
weird.
your injuries, so did Mr. Dent. If they put it together with the incident at the mayor's office, it would undo all the long nights and close calls we've endured to get here. You're in the spotlight more than ever. You have to be careful.
See, there we have like
You're
a bit of silence built in.
Should have canceled the event.
I know how much pressure you're under. I don't mean to add to it.
It's okay. I know you're only looking out for me.
If we make a suit that fits me, we can trade places some night. Though I'm not partial to heights. Old men worry, that's all. It's our gift and our curse. One more worry for the list.
I thought I saw Oz. It's been, what, 20 years? Last time I saw him, we were in grade school.
Indeed. You two were thick as thieves. Oswald,
I'll
however,
get some
took that
backstory
role
again.
more literally than you.
Dishonorable discharge, illegal boxing matches, arms dealing, prison stints?
That's a criminal grand slam, if I'm using the expression correctly.
Unfortunately, you are.
Oswald claimed he only wanted to catch up, but his behavior following his family's collapse is troubling. Why he's returning now, I haven't the faintest idea.
I think he just wants to reconnect. Criminal record or not, he's still an old friend.
A lot can change over the years. If I remember correctly, Oswald was fond of the old firecrackers in the toilet trick. I worry what he's graduated to. Even though you and young Master Cobblepot used to be close, I'd advise you to be cautious. But I know you can't abandon a good mystery until it's solved.
I'll be careful, Alfred.
When you see what's become of his park, I think you will.
Careful's my middle name. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna assume we basically are just gonna get all these achievements as we go through it. I forget if these games usually have like particular achievements for stuff. I'm also curious, I wonder, I would guess that each episode is 3 chapters. Just based on the length of time we've been playing. I wouldn't expect each episode to be much more than like an hour. But I could be wrong. Like so far it's been like, given the fact that it's all,
Where are you, Oz?
there haven't been a lot of these kind of adventure-y modes, like this kind of thing, right? So if you think about it from like a development standpoint, right? The content that you're building, like any scenes that play out sort of in real time is obviously going to be, as far as playtime is concerned, you're going to squeeze more playtime out of these kind of sequences than sequences where everything just keeps going. And given that there's been such a focus on that type of sequence so far, I feel like I wouldn't expect the playtime to be super long. But I'm mostly basing that on my vague recollections of playing the Walking Dead. I almost call it the Evil Dead. That's something different. I would play the Evil Dead, the Telltale adventure. Sure, why not? I guess with like increased production values, I automatically expect games to be shorter as well. Kind of weird camera framing, but alright. Game's been changed.
Thank you, sir.
Good guy, Bruce Wayne. When in Rome, I guess. Taking in the local culture. Man, this is fucked up. You can see like the outlines of the fire sprites. All these weird white lines. Man, it's like... What's up with these weird... glitches and shit?
Great. There's the statue, but no Oz.
He texted you 2 seconds ago saying he'd be late. Of course he's not there. Alright, well, we get to take in the sights, I guess. It's walking very stiff. Okay, you can look at the graffiti. There is no graffiti. He makes a puzzled facial expression. Alright, well. Many weird little things going on.
Well, that isn't what it used to be.
The graffiti is implied? Yeah, I guess so. Dude, check out this graffiti. Okay. It's just a section of wall that's earmarked for graffiti at some point.
Watch wallet cash. But this goes through you. Hey, you heard it, man. The hell are you waiting for?
You're making a mistake.
You already made one coming here. Next one kills you.
Music just cuts out.
Gentlemen!
Oz.
Keep walking, all right? This don't concern you, twerp.
You see, that's where you're mistaken. My old mate and I have some catching up to do. And you're ruining the moment! Come here. Think that'll do? Stay down! This used to be a nice place. No lives like you don't belong. This is my park! Mine! You hear that? Oh, hey Bruce. You've got a little, There. Good as new. Woo! That was a right little scrap, eh? Nothing kickstarts the system like a dash of adrenaline, eh? Besides, someone needed to deal with the rubber situation here. Place is a dump. ...
Okay, so if I pick the silent choice, he stays silent for 2 seconds.
And you know what? I haven't been mugged once that entire time.
That wasn't why I brought you here, mate. Right now, I am trying to recognize the little Bruce I used to run around.
Yeah, it's
this
like
place
the
with.
it's definitely a
That
different
wasn't,
take on Penguin,
you know,
that's for sure.
Like this. This park used to mean
They want to make their own mark.
a place that was safe for kids,
But I like it. I mean, I think it's.
People came from all over to visit. Oh, Mum and Dad, they put so much work in here. Glad they never saw it like this.
Well, those were better days.
That they were. Yeah. Thought we'd grow up to be kings, I did. Both of us. This city.
Like, I'm glad that it doesn't feel like it's riffing on other specific versions, really. Like, it's its own thing.
Committed to Arkham. Dad. Ended it yourself, he did.
All this exposition is a bit, it's a bit much, though.
Alfred told me.
It's funny, huh? Same place that ground my family to dust. Gave you the good life. Used to run in the same circles we did. Hobnobbing parties, round-the-world vacations, unlimited potential. Now all I got is this park. And what's left in this flask.
I'm sorry, Oz. No one should have to go through that.
Thanks, Bruce. But we are not the only ones suffering. Good to know you haven't changed, Bruce. You still care about something more than just yourself. Although, I was surprised to see Carmine Falcone at your party last night. Made himself right at home. That oily... Wish I could have punched that grin into the back of his throat.
Falcone was an uninvited guest. That's it. Never want to see his face again.
On that, we can agree in earnest. Falcone made a stack of cash and corpses a mile high, ruining families like mine. All he needs is a little push. And...
Whoa.
It'd be a
Sudden
treat
coat.
watching it pavement. Sorry, mate. This reunion got a lot more grim than I planned. Things are gonna be on the upswing soon, no? A revolution is knocking on Gotham's door, and I'm here to let it in. Which brings me to you.
I was gonna say, so what was the point of meeting?
You see, you throw a rock in any direction, you break a window that Wayne Enterprises owns. As the rich and powerful go, oh, you top Gotham's list. But when my revolution starts, we're gonna smash windows and cross off names all the way down. Like I said, it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be beautiful. And I can't wait to get started. Am I getting through to you, Bruce?
Not really.
I've got great affection for you, Bruce. I really do. Which is why I'm warning you. When this whole thing starts, make sure you're on the right side. Good seeing you, Bruce, but I got some rocks to collect. Cheers.
Yeah, I think like he's so far seems like a reasonably interesting character, I guess. I'm not particularly married to any one version. I would say this is definitely different from any version of the character I'm familiar with, but and the thing is too, like, I guess this is meant to be early in the timeline, you know? So it's not particularly difficult to imagine this version of the Penguin evolving into more of a crime lord type, you know, that feels a little more familiar. But that's the thing too, like, you kind of want to have, like, when you're making your own kind of version of something Batman related, there's a lot of stuff you want to, you know, a lot of boxes you want to check. As far as characters and locations and whatever else, and by putting something
Good morning, everyone.
kind of, you know, at a particular point in the timeline, you want to, you know, you get Harvey Dent and not Two-Face or whatever.
Bruce, you
So
mind if we swap
some
cars?
characters end up.
Mine isn't fast and the paint's rusting off, but boy, does she have charm. We didn't bring you all out here to discuss cars, honestly. Now, we're here.
All right, well, whatever.
At Arkham Asylum. Ever since it opened its doors, Arkham has been a breeding ground for the criminally insane. Its
facial
methods for
expressions,
rehabilitation, crude. Its security, lacking. And we're still, those who do get out, or God forbid escape, are even more dangerous than before they went in. Arkham Asylum is a cancer on Gotham. But today, with a sizable contribution from this man here, we break ground on a state-of-the-art mental health care facility. One that will improve the well-being of Gotham and its citizens for years to come. Now, Mr. Wayne has a few words he'd like to say. Bruce?
My parents loved Gotham. They invested their blood, sweat, and tears in this city. You know, when I was 9 years old, my parents took me to see a movie.
All right, let's bring this up again.
A hero in a mask. It was a hero who stood up to oppression and defended the people from injustice, no matter the cost. That night, my parents paid the ultimate cost defending me from a man who needed the kind of help this new facility will provide. With this facility and our next mayor, my hope is in Harvey, to make sure a night like that never happens again.
Everyone's super sad
Today,
now. All right.
On the anniversary of that fateful night, we
Wow,
dedicate
really?
this facility to Thomas and Martha Wayne and usher in a new era of healing for Gotham.
Very polite golf claps.
I'm sure you all have plenty of questions about the new hospital, so let's open it up. You first, Miss Vale.
Thank you. With the opening of this new hospital, what does this mean for Arkham Asylum? What happens to the old building?
I think Arkham has only done harm to Gotham. It's made criminals more unstable, put our citizens in jeopardy. We can do better. All right, who's up next?
What just happened there?
You there.
Mr. Wayne, Julia Remark of the Tribune. My sources say you welcomed alleged mob
So
boss
many weird little
Carmine Falcone
things
into your
happen.
home. You even shook his hand.
Harvey is the one who invited him. Personally, I would never welcome that man.
Jesus, okay, I didn't mean to.
Anyone else have a question?
Please keep your questions on topic, people. We're here about the hospital, remember?
But Mr. Wayne, this morning the Globe received evidence of an offshore bank account managed by Carmine Falcone and your father, Thomas Wayne.
What exactly are you implying?
Transactions connected to organized crime, going back years, and continuing to this day. The paper trail ties your family directly to the mob. Care to comment?
I don't comment on rumors. Why don't we just stick to real journalism here?
Mr. Wayne, is all your money dirty?
Is the Wayne family legacy built on lies?
Yes.
Did you know about this, Bruce? How long has your family been dealing with Falcone?
Could the allegations be true?
What aren't you telling us?
Does the mob sign Wayne Enterprises paychecks?
All right, this press conference is over.
Mr. Wayne!
How long has your family been dealing with Falcone?
Could the allegations be true?
Did you know about this, Bruce?
What aren't you telling us?
I'm sorry about this, Bruce. I don't know where the hell it's coming from. Damage control's my territory. We'll talk later. Everyone, please settle down. I'll be fielding your questions from here on out. Please, let's try to keep this civilized.
Bruce, I've been trying to reach you. The police are inside the manor.
Well, that's a development. Yeah, the funny thing too, like when you have choices like this, I mean, I feel like that scene would have, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be playing out much different no matter what. But But what was I gonna say? Dude, I completely lost my train of thought. I'm getting too wrapped up in this. Yeah, right. What I was gonna say is that like the description of your choices are a lot of the time pretty vague.
This warrant. It's not personal. I had the boys turn the lights off, keep a low profile.
I understand. You're just doing your job, Lieutenant.
Like the tone and the emotion of what you're saying doesn't always come through in the description of the choices,
in the rain with skates on.
which can make it a little tricky.
Alfred, keep an eye on them. Make sure they only take what they have to.
Of course, sir.
I meant what I said about not personal. We only want files related to Wayne Enterprises. The warrant covers your place, pardon me, places of residence, and any companies you own. Your holdings are extensive. Need to be the guy doing your taxes.
Who authorized this?
I know you and the DA are buddy-buddy, but this one came from the top. It's a valid warrant. I gotta serve it. Mayor Hill signed off on this himself. As long as he's mayor, he calls the shots.
Okay, so you just do whatever
Okay,
Mayor
that's
Hill
not
says.
necessarily the tone I meant, but okay, well, it is what it is.
Hill and we have a vested interest to keep things professional, for Gotham's sake. Doesn't mean I like the words whistling through his windpipes. I don't know how your neck ended up on Mayor Hill's chopping block, but here we are.
Hill knows if I go down, Harvey's campaign goes down too.
That'd be a real shame. Mr. Dent's the only DA I ever trusted to make a conviction stick. As mayor, I think he can finally turn things around for us. For all our sakes, I pray you've got nothing to hide.
Like those shots of Bruce always look so fucking goofy. Ooh, interaction. This is a game, guys. It's not a movie. See about a flashback to his parents being killed? This looks like flashback lighting.
Bruce, stay back.
Take whatever you want.
You don't have to do this.
I mean, it's a little more artistic of a flashback than we usually get. But there's that. Hey, what's up, Jinkinator? Dropping some hot bat trivia. Did you guys know that Batman's parents were killed?
I didn't
Little
mean to
known
interrupt,
fact.
But
This is the second time you've shown up uninvited.
well, it's difficult to book a meeting with you.
Well, I enjoy my privacy.
Enjoyed. Past tense.
Rub it in
Sorry,
much,
but
will ya?
If the press has their way, you're not going to have any for a while. Listen, Bruce. A scandal surrounding a beloved family like yours captures the public's attention. I can help you get the right kind of attention. Through my connections at the Gazette, I have all kinds of access. I can dig up whatever you need to fight this.
What's your angle?
Not all reporters just want a headline. Some of us are old-fashioned. I still want the truth. The Gazette received this supposed evidence like every other media outlet, and it's all hearsay. Flimsy sources. There isn't a shred of hard proof.
Still, allegations like this, they don't magically appear. Someone is going after my family, after me.
Obviously, the sender didn't identify themselves. We have no idea who it could be. I mean, no one's even done their due diligence on this yet. The press saw the fumble, they grabbed the ball and ran. Not every day you get to go after a Wayne.
Hill wants me out of the picture because with my backing, Harvey wins in a landslide. All signs point to Hill.
You're a kingmaker, Mr. Wayne. and Harvey Dent is Gotham's knight in shining armor just waiting for the crown. You're the first target on Hill's list. By tonight, this scandal will be broadcast to every screen in Gotham. Everyone will be talking about it.
This isn't my first pass through the rumor mill. I know the damage it can do.
Then go on the record. Right here, right now, and stop it. You need to get out ahead of this. Your side is what matters, not wild speculation.
Yeah, Vicky's clothes looked really weird.
On the record, then.
Like,
Whenever you're ready.
The Wayne family has always been a cornerstone of Gotham.
Like, Gordon had a bunch of, like, creases and shit too, but it's, yeah, it's looking even weirder on her.
That's exactly what the people of Gotham need to hear.
Their white shirt with the black lines. It's just, I don't know.
You're gonna beat this, Bruce.
It's so weird, because her
Wayne's
face
always
obviously doesn't have a bunch of lines and anything, because it's just not all wrinkly. It's so, like, inconsistent in a way. It makes it even weirder. Yeah, she'll remember what she
I hate
wrote.
to admit it, but everyone smells smoke. A fire is heading this way.
Batman has made plenty of enemies, but my family... We've done nothing but support Gotham, even in its darkest...
Kind of interesting, in this episode, we just played Batman in, like, half of the introduction.
Coincidence.
It's all Bruce Wayne since
Harvey's
then.
the district attorney. He should have told me this was coming.
Then find out why he didn't.
Like, this feels like it's probably the end of episode 1? Or at least, like, maybe it doesn't end right here, but it's like, I guess this... We're in a position of, like, cliffhangery something or other. Or, well, I suppose not. Although I guess it's probably, there should be a lot left, I would imagine.
A warrant? What the hell's going on? Wait, does this have to do with what the reporters were talking about this morning? That press conference turned into a bloodbath.
You tell me.
Shh, come on, keep it down. Let's avoid making another scene, shall we? The press is already up my ass as it is. Mayor Hill authorized this?
Yeah, then the cops raid my house, taking everything related to Wayne Enterprises. Computers, hard drives, files.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You're the goddamn DA, Harvey.
I didn't know about this, I swear. Hill totally blindsided me on this one. God damn it. He has no right to issue search warrants without my okay.
Okay, I believe you, Harvey. Mayor Hill's trying to screw us both over with this move.
And then he's made 2 enemies. I just don't get it. Why would Hill stick his neck out over this? Just to tangle you up in some frivolous investigation? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, what could he possibly hope to accomplish other than a few cheap headlines?
Do you think Falcone could be behind it?
He didn't seem too thrilled after the fundraiser. Oh, God, what a mess. Bruce, I wish I could just make this go away, but I'm not sure if I can.
Yeah, it's interesting with Bruce, like, I guess it's like, in a way...
Hill would be able to spin it as a conflict of interest. And that wouldn't be good for either of us. It would jeopardize the entire campaign.
You should probably distance yourself from me.
What? No, I can't do that.
Well, you may have to.
Don't say that. You...
There you are.
Hey, you?
Sorry. I got a habit of being late.
No, just glad you made it.
Look.
You didn't tell me you were bringing a friend to dinner.
This is Selina.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Just election nonsense. I think we'd both welcome a change of topic.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
So you are.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss...
Kyle. It's a strong grip you've got there. Don't worry. I'm not gonna fall.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Selina's new to town. I've been showing her around Gotham.
Yeah, it's funny, like, having I feel like
You're an excellent tour.
you don't have the strongest idea typically of like
If I
what
lose the
Bruce Wayne
election, I
should
guess
be
I can
like, I guess.
Drive one of those double-decker tour buses around town.
But it still feels like some of his
So,
like
Miss Cole,
outbursts
brings you to
feel like a little
business
out of left
Let's just
field,
hope
I
she
guess.
stays after what happened last night.
But it's probably because a lot of these choices can
I
kind
was
of go a
mugged.
lot of different directions.
I'm just angry I let that masked freak get away with all my stuff.
I still can't believe I let you walk home alone. I should have called you a car.
Did you at least get a look at the guy?
Good enough to make an ID.
I'll get Gordon down to GCPD to work on a lineup. It's probably long gone by now, whatever that idiot took.
I hope not. These were important materials.
Ooh, sensitive?
Very. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this to my client. And things like this happen in my line of work. People tend to overreact.
We should just be thankful you got away with a black eye.
So, what do you do for a living?
It's complicated. High risk, high reward.
Ah, stock market, huh?
Something like that. At least I'm not the only one who's taken a beating. That press conference? Oof.
Her mouth looks really
We've got
weird.
it
Like I'm not sure what's going on with the
Do you?
corners of her mouth, but it really annoys me.
I'll handle it. Someone at my office has to know what's going on.
And her like super dead stare isn't helping
excuse
either.
me.
I don't know. She looks really weird.
Hey, it's Harvey.
And everyone makes these weird faces.
Nice to meet the real you.
Likewise.
This explains a lot, actually. How you can afford the fancy armor, the toys. Wouldn't Harvey be surprised? Not to mention, everyone in this cafe.
Sorry about the black eye.
It's not the first time a man's hit me.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna expose you. Yet. I'm curious about something, though. I do what I do for money, but you're Bruce Wayne. What's your excuse? I have to. But you... why take the risk?
Someone has to be the good guy.
I suppose you think that makes me a bad girl.
Well, aren't you?
You have something that belongs to me. I want it back. This is awkward for me. I'm used to robbing people, not the one being robbed.
As I recall, you took something from me, too. Hope you're getting some use out of that grappling gun.
I'm more interested in how I can use you. These people I'm working for, they don't screw around. If I fail to deliver that drive, it's gonna cost a lot more than money.
Well, looks like you've made your bed.
No, we've made this bed, and I'm not gonna lie in it alone. You owe me. If they don't get what they want, there will be consequences. I don't like consequences. In fact, I spend most of my time avoiding them.
All right, you want my help? You got it. What can I do?
You can give me back the drive.
Not possible.
Listen, I don't have a lot of time. My employer is expecting me to drop it off.
Where?
Just give it back.
The address, now.
No, give me the drive.
You're just going to have to trust me.
I don't do trust. I guess I'm screwed either way. My contact, he'll be expecting a cat, not a bat.
When are you supposed to meet him?
15 minutes ago. Better hurry.
Everything okay here?
Wasn't that convenient timing?
You tell me.
I have my people working on it. We're gonna straighten everything out.
I feel better already. Sorry, but I've got to run.
So soon? Aren't you gonna stay for a drink?
Yeah, Bruce. Stay for a drink?
I'd love to, but I've got another appointment and I really don't want to be late for it.
Oh, all right then. Don't forget to change into your suit.
Well, that's a little bit of a twist that I didn't necessarily expect. It's interesting. It's like just a kind of dynamic, and I feel like they definitely very deliberately go for something that's different from what you would see in other Batman games. Like, not saying a story like this is unusual in terms of Batman media or comics specifically, but
Alfred, I'm at the warehouse.
this kind of drama or whatever
It's quiet.
obviously isn't something you tend to see much in a game. Just based on the simple fact that we don't really see much of Bruce Wayne in games otherwise. I'm really surprised. Like, I didn't think it would keep going this long. We're still in episode 1. Oh, okay. Well,
This wasn't a handoff. It was a massacre.
How many?
Wait, how much time passed?
I'd have to count the pieces.
Oh, good lord. Who could have done such a thing?
That's what I'm gonna find out.
Gordon, Eastside Docks, Warehouse 133.
Did he just turn on Batman voice? Yeah, well, we're playing the naive Batman here. We're just we're very trusting and taking everything in face value. Bat UI.
Analyzing.
Super technical
It's a
bat
volatile
gloves.
chemical. Potential psychoactive nerve agent. Vile stuff.
Be very, very careful with that. Who knows what effect it may have.
Have the computer catalog the compound for further analysis.
I really like the way they done his eyes. And like, I think Batman looks good overall. I like the fact that despite having this sort of modern plasticky armor sort of suit, it's still pretty sleek. It doesn't look clunky or, you know, blocky or anything like that. But I feel like the eyes are kind of exploded human remains. Guts. All right.
Nothing left to bury.
But like with the eyes, to theorize a connection. Not just the fact that he's got like the white lenses, which I feel like isn't something we've seen a lot in. You know, you'd see it in the games that mimic the style of the animated series, of course, but in a rendition like this, it looks cool. But it's also nice that it's he's got like actual expressive eyes as well. I like the way he kind of emotes in the cowl.
Whatever exploded did so with enough force to obliterate the person standing next to it. But the chemicals themselves were inert, non-explosive.
Well, it appears to have made a pretty big boom.
I'll see what I can piece back together.
And especially in like the opening scene with the bank or whatever it was, City Hall. The way he kind of moved around in the shadows and stuff like that was pretty cool. Oh, we got actual crime scene mechanics. That's pretty cool. I didn't expect that. Blast epicenter. What we got here? Full-on
I've seen
CSI
these
Batman
outfits
here.
Before. Same mercs that broke into City Hall. The canister exploded, sending shrapnel right through the container door.
For once, I'm glad you arrived after the heist. Your armor wouldn't have protected you against that.
Oh, like this stuff like that feels a little silly. Like, can't I just have it open? But like seeing a section like this that is like more, I mean, it's pretty simple, I guess, probably, but it is still like pretty much point and click adventure-y.
Started this.
A normal bullet couldn't have caused that
But it's pretty unusual to see that kind of gameplay with these sort of this kind of cinematography, so to speak. It makes for a pretty cool overall package. I'm definitely into this so far.
Canisters were stored here. Canisters of what?
Alright, let's see what else we got. Good old shot cop.
The force grows thinner every day.
Something about his walk is very funny, but yeah, the camera's a little funky. Burnt cop.
This man's been badly burned, but the damage seems to originate from inside his skull. What did this?
What's that thing? Yo.
Sensors say it's an incendiary round. Phosphorus residue. This could have superheated the contents of the canister,
causing the aforementioned
Yeah, the bat cranium bullet extraction drill. Gotta have one of those.
blood, broken nails, bits of human flesh.
That bad?
Yep. Clawed off face.
Face slashed, throat torn open.
So, not natural causes then.
What else we got? Pocket.
Skyline Club.
Ripped up face. Alright, okay.
White Rose. Falcone's calling card.
He's been busy as of late.
Send the drones hunting. I want to know his every move.
Good thinking, sir.
Alright. So, I guess... Okay, so let's see. I guess we can try... Get a look at this.
Something was here when the explosion occurred.
Alright. A vehicle of some sort, maybe? Possibly? Okay, so... I'm not sure exactly what kind of connection I'm looking to make here, I guess. But let's try making this with this.
The scrap of metal is from the exploding canister. But I need to know what caused the explosion.
Did he just like turn on and off some kind of hologram? Not all connected links items will... Wait, what did it say? Basically break link if something doesn't make sense. Okay. So I guess if I... Okay. Well, obviously the incendiary bullet... linked, but I guess I can only link some... Like, okay, I can't have multiple links going on at once. Like, with the same object, of course. Holographic bat theorizing tech.
No proof.
Okay. Now the text isn't showing. Like, why is everything so fucking buggy? Oh, it's weird. Okay, I'm trying to pause and see if... Okay, nope. I want to see if there's like a log of messages or something, but nope. Guess we'll never know what that meant to say, but I assume it meant... Nope, that wasn't valid. Oh yeah, right, because the bullet mark was on the part over here. Right. That makes more sense. It's weird that I'm putting these pieces together because based on the dialogue and what we've seen,
Find a connection.
I feel like he's already put these pieces together.
The bullet that killed the cop is the same type that blew up the canister.
It's a little
I'm sure they didn't find that at a local gun store.
strange, I guess. I feel like those particles aren't supposed to be square. They're supposed to be like textures. Alright, okay. So I guess I'm not allowed to unlink this because it already like made sense. Or is like correct or whatever. Can I link this to... I guess I could kind of just try linking stuff because I'm not exactly sure.
Someone drove off after the explosion.
Right? So I felt like I could... the thing is, I'm not sure how this link... How am I connecting these two items and how is that... I like that it's on top of the letterboxing. How is my connecting these two things saying anything about there being a truck? Okay. I guess he blowed up his face? I don't know.
The cop shredded this merc to pieces. Barehanded.
God, what would cause someone to do that?
The nerve agent could make them psychotic.
Have you put it together?
Yes.
Here I thought it was his
Falcone leaving his rose
exploding skull drove him mad, but alright.
Dead cops, stolen chemicals. He's making a big move. One of his snipers hit a canister with an incendiary bullet, causing it to superheat and explode. This may have been a distraction or a way of destroying evidence. Cops moved in to stop the theft. Falcone's men gunned him down. Then things turned grim. Possibly due to the psychoactive nerve agent. A cop ripped up a merc's face with his bare hands. And was put down. Same sniper, same type of bullet. Looks like Falcone's men got what they wanted and escaped.
Have you located the shooter?
No, but based on two impact trajectories, the canister and the dead cop, the shooter could only have a clear shot from there, or there. And would have contaminated himself with the phosphorus residue. Program the skimmers to pick up that signature.
Right away, sir.
I like this. I think it's pretty similar in a way to the Arkham Origins crime scene stuff. But it's a little more dramatic and it's a little more, you know, the whole scene and how it plays out, the visuals and everything is obviously a little more tailor-made. Pretty cool. Use bat tech to reveal trace of evidence of phosphorus. Alright, cool. Let's bat tech it up. Ooh, do I get to remote control this thing?
Not a bad angle. No trace of phosphorus, though.
Maybe not. Grapple over there. This thing's gigantic. Whatever it is. Little UFO. Flying Roomba.
Phosphorus spike. Clear vantage point. We have a winner.
Alright, so what do we find over here then? Well, a bunch of things, I guess. Cigarette. Alright, that's a little careless.
Killing time.
Okay, sure.
This is the right spot. So where did he go?
like outside the screen. That's a little strange. I guess. Oh, maybe I could walk and scroll. I guess I didn't realize.
Nearby.
Found him. Time to go to work.
Bad boys, engage.
Taking a nap over there? I guess so.
My turn. Don't make me add your corpse to this graveyard. Falcone, why did he do this?
I ain't telling you nothing. You can't make me talk.
You didn't do this alone. Where are the others?
Long gone. You won't find them. You trying to scare a confession out of me? I won't break.
Your bones will.
Alright, time to get gruesome. A little bit of bat torture. That always works.
It's true what they said about you. You're a freaking animal.
Give me a reason to stop. You know you can bleed to death without ever spilling a drop. All on the inside. Tell me the plan, or I start swinging.
If you're gonna hit me, hit me!
Break ribs. Smash face.
I ain't scared of you, man.
Tell me.
That Catwoman was supposed to hand over a drive. Had the container number we needed, but she flaked. So we had to find it ourselves. Container by container. Someone must have heard us. Called the
I like the
cops.
aesthetics of this, but yeah, sometimes like parts of the tone and stuff is a little
Some kind of
gruesome.
chemicals. Falcone wanted them.
What are the chemicals for?
We were paid to steal them, not ask questions. Oh, please, no, no. Oh, God, no!
Alright.
No! Stop! You can't... Ah!
I start here and keep breaking until you answer.
The chemicals!
I don't get to
Some
opt
kind
out of the
explosion.
bat torture, huh?
A weapon! I don't know! Falcone said he'd use them soon.
Used where?
That's all I know! I swear! I swear! I told you everything I know! You're an animal! I was just here for a pickup! I swear! You're
I actually get a choice now.
You're so...
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. These are cops. Get an ambulance in here!
I think I need to call the coroner instead. It's Montoya. Send a cleanup unit to the docks. Warehouse 133.
Gotta disappear. I'm the Batman, right? That's what I do. I feel like I don't want to like casually walk up to Gordon. Like, what's up, Gordon?
He tried to kill me.
I mean, I guess he'd know I was here, but
The Batman.
okay. No, I'm just here. Okay.
You're taking this too far, Bruce.
I don't know if talking would have hurt. I guess that's the thing. Like, the option is talk to Gordon. And in my mind, when I'm presented with that choice, it's like either I disappear or I just like casually walk up to him or whatever. I figured the choice of disappearing would mean not alerting Gordon to my presence. That clearly wasn't the case. So maybe talk to Gordon would have still had me sort of, I don't know, sneak off and very stealthily
You assume
talk.
that
I don't
you're
know.
a bat, but you're not an animal. You beat that man half to death.
So as far as the iron pipe strategy there, I wanted to poke him in the ribs, and I figured I might have to do more.
I've heard this before.
And then I would intimidate him. I figured if I started with intimidating, it wouldn't have much effect, but,
between
well,
Batman and the criminals he locked up in Arkham. That
there we go, I guess.
shrinking. especially now during this preposterous attack on your family. You must show the world the true nature.
You know what? You're right, Alfred.
Giving everything to the city and then being murdered for it?
My thoughts exactly. Every time you leave this cave.
Weird focus shift again.
You're a good man, Bruce. Good. Just like your parents.
All right. Dial down the torture. Got it.
I don't mean to be a doddering old fool on the subject, but as a friend, the burden of advice falls on me.
Sometimes this job requires hard.
I didn't feel like I had a good
You're the
response
right man
there.
to make them. In fact, I think you're the only one who can. You bury the person, Bruce, but you never bury the memory.
Oh, there we go. Something's in focus.
That night, that alleyway, it made me who I am. I can't get it out of my head.
That is your gift and your curse. Being Batman can allow you to turn back the tide of treachery that's reached this city's shores, or drown you in its sorrow. When you doubt your fate, remember why you started all this. Remember that boy in the alley.
Okay.
I won't forget.
Neither will I.
It's weird that they kind of keep fiddling around with those tickets. I don't know.
Well, back into the fray again.
But yeah, I definitely am enjoying this. For sure. It's... I feel like Telltale stuff has definitely been very sort of hit and miss. But I think... I appreciate that this is much more of a linear narrative focus. Like, there isn't much adventure gamey stuff. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I guess new updates are at the top. Alright, yeah. Like, I feel like some of their older games, I played some of their older stuff like Sam & Max and I think one or two other things, maybe a little bit, and I felt like those games were not... They were pretty weak as far as point-and-click adventures go. The episodic nature, especially like Sam & Max, I felt wasn't helped because it was really limited and awkward. Like, each episode had like 3 screens that you moved between, and just the way the puzzles were designed didn't feel very satisfying. And I think like this, and you know, I almost called it Breaking Bad. I don't know why I was thinking of that. The Walking Dead, I felt was definitely a departure in style of having this much more narrative-driven stuff with the linear sequence of scenes, and some of the scenes are more like inventory, puzzle, adventure game stuff. And most scenes, I guess, or maybe half and half, I don't know, were these kind of dialogue scenes. And then there's some action scenes. And since that was a big success, I feel like they've transitioned into doing more of these linear type stuff and narrative-driven stuff. But even from my recollection anyway, comparing to The Walking Dead, I feel like this has been much more just playing out the scenes as they play out. You have choices, sure, but there's less of the adventure stuff, and there's less weight put on the dramatic repercussions of the choices you make. Like, they lead into that very heavily with The Walking Dead. Whereas this, it doesn't feel like it's... I don't know, at least it's not the... I don't feel like the selling point of this game is that you get to affect everything. Maybe it's just like being more familiar with these games at this point. I'm not sure, but this feels a little more low-key, just it's telling its story and you're kind of along for the ride. But I appreciate the presentation and everything, and the story, the characters, the dialogue, everything. So far, it's
looks like that egg finally.
I mean, it's like compelling enough.
And inside, Mayor Hill.
And so yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
More than I could have imagined. This is a complete manifest of Carmine Falcone's criminal organization.
That didn't take long for him to put that together.
With all this? Illegal arms dealing, drug running, mob hits, money laundering? Falcone's been involved in everything. But it goes back years.
Stare silently. I don't want to reach an embarrassingly wrong conclusion right in front of Alfred.
This is it, Alfred. With this proof, we can finally knock out Falcone's organization.
Where would we possibly begin to dismantle it?
This is a police matter.
There's only one cop we can trust to handle this evidence correctly.
Lieutenant Gordon. He could mobilize the entire police force against Falcone.
What about that reporter from the Gazette?
Vicky.
Yes, Miss Vale. She could release this evidence through proper channels. I suppose it comes down to who you want to help most. Or who you think could do the most good.
I suppose it comes down to making a dramatic choice. I mean, it's like Vicky Vale, she's like one of the good guys, right? Like she would probably be responsible with it. I mean, obviously I like super trust Gordon, not just based on what we've seen in this story, but also, you know, in general, Jim Gordon is a trustworthy person. I suppose, you know, Gordon has the disadvantage of, like, however the chain of command looks, he's like working under the mayor or whatever. I mean, not exactly, but kind of, right? I guess Vicky is like a little more free. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess this, and I think that's, I can't remember, but it would make sense that that's how it goes, that at the end of the episode you get like a big dramatic selection. So, like, it's, that is kind of the idea that, like, in the next episode, things will start differently, I guess, based on how you pick. And I know in The Walking Dead, like, the sort of, the thing that was supposed to feel like the biggest branching thing is essentially there's a choice you make at the end of episode 2 or whatever, which determines whether one person lives or the other person lives. It's like two people and one of them will die. And that seems like it's going to change everything, but then like halfway through the next episode, the other person dies anyway. And then you kind of, like, there's a lot of things like that. The path sort of diverges, but then pretty soon it sort of folds back in to the sort of core. And I'm sure this is reasonably similar too. But yeah, I feel like I trust Gordon, absolutely, but I don't trust his... I don't know that I can trust his ability to... not his ability, but like... I can't trust that he won't be hindered. I guess it's impossible to just duplicate the information and give it to both parties. We don't have that bad technology just yet. But let's build up some rapport with Vicky Vale, I think, and then we can repair our relationship with Gordon at a different time.
Vicky showed faith in me. She cares about the truth. She'll get the story out the way it needs to be told.
That's a good point.
A wise decision, sir. We'll attack Falcone on two fronts tonight. Vicky through the media, and Batman...
by any means necessary. Whatever Falcone is planning, it ends tonight.
He's a spider, Bruce. Eyes everywhere. A dense web of goons poised to trap you.
Yeah, it's basically Sakura Wars.
No one has ever managed to bring him down.
I haven't tried yet.
Good old confident Batman. The music just cuts out. I hope it didn't crash. No, I think the loading icon's flashing still. Man, there's been so many strange little quirky bugs with like subtitles and audio, and like, it's such a simple game. I feel like it's weird to have, and not only is it a simple game, it's like their fucking 50th or whatever. I'm surprised they don't have all that stuff like ironed out.
This is big. You drop a bomb like this, there's gonna be fallout.
That not even Falcone can survive.
Why give it to me then? You don't know how much
Oops, okay.
I appreciate it, but you're Wayne. You could have given it to anyone.
Don't question it. Just publish it.
I'm a reporter. Questions go with the territory.
That's not what I like. Do your job doesn't mean don't question it.
Seriously.
He means like I trust you to do the right thing. Now she's like,
what this could do
oh
for
my
the
god.
city.
It's annoying when you accidentally make the wrong, not the wrong choice, but you accidentally make a choice that's not what you meant to say or do.
It'll be worth it.
But it's not
I
going to
don't
really
know,
matter.
Bruce. Falcone doesn't like bad press. If I run this story, I put a price on my head. The next time my name appears in the media, God, it might be an obituary. Falcone has a way of handling reporters he doesn't like. I could be putting myself in real danger by trying to expose him.
Publish it anonymously.
Anyone can do that. Accountability gives the media its teeth, and that's sorely lacking in Gotham these days. I always think, crime in the city, it's a hydra. You cut off one criminal's head.
3 more appear in its place. I know.
Unless
I know what
we
a hydra
kill the
is.
beast once and for all. But who's even capable of that? If we don't act fast, that void will be filled by someone far worse. Wouldn't be the first time.
Lieutenant Gordon. He has his badge in the right place.
Yeah, well, I hope that's enough. Sometimes the rest of the force, they have their own agenda. It's a good thing you gave this to me instead of the police. Could end up buried in some evidence locker and not on every screen in Gotham where it belongs.
Public attention. That's what brings down men like Falcone. Not a bullet.
Though after my story runs, he might get that too.
Don't be too smug about it. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little inconsistent, I guess, with the expression. Like, it's just sometimes the way it's written or the way the line's delivered.
Although you're not dressed for that kind of party.
Well, I can always change in the car.
I'm not sure what the wheels did there. Also, this seems slightly conspicuous, but sure. I like this idea. It's a undercover Batmobile. Why not? Now, how he would get into the Batsuit inside the car is a bit of a question, but I don't know. Maybe it's got a big back seat. I don't know. Yeah, the new Sakura Wars, I wouldn't say it's exactly been on my radar per se. I've never played any of the old ones. It's not necessarily my type of game or everything, but it's obviously, you know, a big new Sega thing and everything, so I'm curious about it, but that doesn't look quite right. This is like the 4th scene that I expected to like have the game be over already. Or not the game, but like the episode or whatever.
The drone's cameras and scanning tech are fully functional.
All right. Let's find Falcone.
Maneuver drone. Whoa, okay.
Good point of entry.
All right, we're just scanning here, I guess.
Tell me another.
What's the difference between the Mafia and City Council?
I don't know. Aren't they the same thing?
Only one of them is organized.
Ooh, you're cute.
So, you alone?
Not anymore, I'm not.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm good not listening to any more of that. Alright, what else we got? More patrons. How's the drone able to hear through the glass at this elevation during a rainstorm? Only the highest grade bat technology, I'm sure.
Kimmy, what did they pinch him for now? Some hit down at the docks.
The very powerful directional microphone, I
I think
guess.
he was a hatchet man. You and me both. Well, does he got an alibi? Honey, I'm always his alibi.
Alright, okay. Alright. Roast sigil. Okay, let's inspect that. Controls are a little weird.
The white rose. Falcone's symbol. The red rose after tonight.
Jesus. Alright, what's this then? Modern art. Let's inspect.
Nothing here.
Huh. Just art. Okay. Wah. The camera like keeps shifting, so the reticle kind of shifts too.
Guarded door in the building. Gotta be Falcone's hideout. Well, it won't be as easy as ringing the doorbell. 4 armed guards. Stealth not an option. I'll put together a plan of attack. Stand by.
This shit is cool though. I really like this. Okay. Let's examine some mobsters over here.
Couple of options for taking this guy down.
Okay, we're gonna link our takedowns here. Furthest from the entry point. Impossible to surprise. Will require strategic attack. Can we modern art this guy? Are we gonna get confirmation that this is gonna work? Alright, okay, we get some bat theorizing going. We can't cancel. I mean, it doesn't seem like I don't know, man. I feel like the light is probably a better idea, but I'm not sure if the light's like hanging above him. If I have to run all the way up to this thing and chuck it at him, like, that doesn't seem like the best. I don't know. I'm like questioning the strategic decision here. Can I cancel this link? At the very least, I'm gonna keep my options open. I'm not convinced that it's the way to go here. Large coffee table, folding screen. I didn't realize I would like change the angle, but okay. There might not be a right and wrong. Might just, you know, maybe just like pick your cutscene. I don't know. Distracted and unprepared for action. Alright. How's this table gonna work? I mean, I guess I can just try either or. Alright, I can slam his head into the table. So let's just, for the sake of it, just see what happens if I break the link and try to link to the other thing. Just see what that might look like. I've been playing Katana Zero. I mean, it's I think this makes sense. Like, if he had the technology, you'd try this thing, or like you'd plan this out like this, right? Folding. I don't know, man. I feel like the table seems like the.
Any ideas? I've got it covered out.
Slam his head against the table. Very heavy, solidly constructed. That seems like it would work. I'm also distracted and unprepared for action. Yeah, story of my life. Let's see what the ceiling light thing here. So I feel like if I could like batarang this or something. Yeah, see? This seems like the better idea. As much as I like the modern art idea here, I think that just seems more viable. Exceeded. Oh, okay, it's just these things again. Alright, there's the guards, and then there's the guy out here, right? Yeah. So, close to entry point. Strategically positioned, should be quickly neutralized. Okay. Marble pillar. Okay, that sounds promising. What else we got? What's this? Staircase. Turns on a single landing. Okay, well. Pillar seems like the more obvious choice, but maybe we can kind of stealth it from under the staircase. See what this might look like. I mean, if I'm just gonna like toss him into shit, I feel like the pillar would be the more, you know, more stopping power in being tossed into a marble pillar than a flimsy staircase, right? Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. All right, and what about this guy then? We can just jump on his head, right? Cram you into the bars of the staircase? Maybe. I mean, I can see both things working out. But I think we're gonna go with the pillar for now. I also can't be bothered doing this again. Balcony railing. All right. And like push him over the ledge, I guess. So what does this mean? Dropping down from above? Throwing him up there? Wait, what? Oh, it's just choking him out. Okay.
Have you formulated your plan of attack?
I guess I'm either coming down from above or like from below.
Not yet.
Reactivating drone cameras.
Let's hope I don't have to redo everything. No, okay, good. Yanking him down over the ledge or whatever, that seems like the cooler thing to do, right? I mean, he's looking straight at it, but he's not going to expect the Batman to come in front. Well, okay.
Bruce.
But he's not going to expect that either. I think that's going to work. Although... No. The other option seems more stealthy, right? It's like choking him out silently. So let's try that. I mean, I think that's what it was. It's a little hard to decipher. But I guess I'm like sneaking down from over there. Standing there. Yeah, and then choking him. Yeah.
Bruce, have you formulated your plan of attack?
I have indeed. I'm going in.
I'm going in.
Very good, sir. Your turn to crash his party.
I like this. Even if none of this matters at all, I have no idea. It's still a fun little... I don't understand that little bat meter at all, but... Okay, so much for stealth. Oh, we got smoke. Okay, that seemed to work. That seemed to work. It's the Batman! Most preposterous sequence. Yeah, it would be funny if you could like fuck up all of them and just goof around and trip over yourself the whole time. That might be pretty fun. Okay, the bat turned red. Does that mean I fucked up? Oops. I don't understand. Okay, I definitely fucked that up. Yeah, the whole like interaction stuff and controls, I don't really understand. Is that my life bar, I guess? It was just always full?
Goddamn circus freak!
Alright, well, I didn't kill him, so that's fine.
You got no goddamn right. I want Gotham. The hell?
How thin was that thing? Whoops. Ouch!
How about this one? You can't sneak up on me.
See about that? How limited is the range? Could I not have just like done it outside the door? Oh well.
Get your goddamn hands off him!
Stay down, Falcone. We can end this now.
You got a lot to learn, kid.
Headless duck, I guess. All right, super move time. Let's go. We built up our bat meter. I think. I don't know. All right, we're gonna fire some non-lethal explosives. All right, you got it, Alfred. No, I missed my window. Okay, I think we died. Okay, that's what a failure state looks like. I see.
Explosives armed. Fire when ready.
There we go. I'm not taking any chances. Was he like manually operating that gun? Sound cuts out again. Let's try the slightly less violent option.
You've lost, Falcone.
I can do a few more rounds. All right.
The chemicals. Where are they?
What?
I found your calling card at the docks. The White Rose.
You think I wanted to lead you here? Yeah, something reeks about this whole thing. And it is a dead bat.
That seems like a bad idea. When you're like hanging over the ledge.
Still want to play games?
We're all being played here, including you. Those chemicals you're so riled up about, they're mine, all right? But someone is trying to cut me out of the deal, because I did not make that mess at the docks.
Then who did?
No, we're done. Gotham's watching now.
Oh shit! Something turned on. Yellow. Wait.
I'll be walking free by tomorrow morning.
Brutalize? Nah, we're not gonna do that. We promised Alfred. No heroic brutalities for Batman this time. Gotham will hear this.
Spill it, Falcone, while you still can.
It's the Waynes. They're behind all this.
What do you mean?
You want to save this city? Well, the Waynes are the biggest gangsters in Gotham.
Out of focus, like everything in this game.
Thanks for the assist. Now we only have to take one of you down. Open fire!
Weird audio shit again. That was a hell of a lot meatier than I expected. I mean, surely we're done now, right? Load time's pretty brutal. Yeah, I figured I thought that 5 chapters and something akin to this length would be like just more that I should expect, but I guess not. I guess it's still not over.
The Skyline Club, a high-rise mafia hangout in
Subtitle still
downtown
broken.
Gotham, was the arena for a clash between the notorious Batman and alleged mob boss Carmine Falcone, who was found dangling over a 50-story drop. Bet Falcone loved that view. Though I'd say the crime boss getting his is well overdue, Falcone has slipped through the law's grasp for years. But after this dramatic arrest and a stunning expose by Gazette reporter Vicky Vale, Falcone's going away for a long, long time. And speaking of newly uncovered criminal dealings, this brings me to the story everyone is talking about. The Wayne family. For generations, the big W on the Wayne Enterprises tower was a reassuring sight. You knew that there was something pure at the heart of Gotham. That this city, for all its faults, was built by good people. But with Thomas and Martha's
Usually
shining
credit singular
reputation
reporters.
called into question, we
I
no
mean, it's
longer
not unheard
have
of,
such
I don't think.
assurances. And even worse, it seems the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. Gotham's greatest
What?
son, Bruce Wayne, seen here shaking hands with Carmine Falcone, may be just as crooked as his parents. In his defense, Wayne fired back saying,
The Wayne family has always been a cornerstone of Gotham. We have never had and never will have connections to organized crime.
in a world where the Waynes
I'm sure that's not going to come by to back him. Come by to back him. Come back to bite him.
Who can Gothamites look up to? The supposed hero Batman? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, we'll keep digging for the truth. But
Yo,
the
frame
prominent
rates.
feeling throughout Gotham is that the Waynes' time in the sun is ending.
The suit, the car, this entire cave.
Master Bruce?
Everything I built. I created all of this because I didn't want any more innocent people to die. If Falcone's telling the truth about my parents, then what the hell did we do this for?
Bruce,
What have you been hiding from me? Alfred!
Loading? Oh, okay. There we go. Ugh. Refresh to download the latest choices. Refresh stats. Is this gonna work? Or is this all offline and broken now? Oh, there we go. You and 67% of players defied Falcone by inviting Harvey into the private meeting. Okay. %, chose to control the emerging Wayne story and provided Vicky with a quote. I mean, that's just common sense, right? Like, burying your head in the sand seems to be like, you know, the worst. You don't want to fucking Barbara Streisand this shit. You know, get out and take some responsibility, right? Damage control. %, showed mercy in your interrogation of the dock's shooter. All right, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that... So, I mean, essentially we did go for the more lenient option, right? But we still got fucking chewed out by Alfred. I mean, we were pretty violent, I guess, but... Interesting. Guess most people trust the cops. Yeah, 82% of players showed restraint and handed Falcone over to the police safe and sound. I mean, it's like... Surely you gotta do that. We come right out of getting chewed out about being too violent. Yeah, I think this is a fun little feature. It's like kind of meaningless, but it's just fun to see how these things kind of play out. Reminding, I guess, that, you know, people can make some different choices, even if it ultimately has no real bearing on what happens. Looks like we get a little next episode preview, so let's check that out. Oh, the load times are brutal.
When your parents died, they left me as caretaker of their estate, their son, and their secrets. I would never betray them. Your parents were good people, Bruce. No matter what that thug Falcone told you.
Then swear to me there's no truth to it.
That scoop you brought me on Falcone helped me more than you could possibly know. I owe you one.
I'm sure Falcone's taken harder beatings in the past. Hopefully, this one knocks something useful out of him.
Hell of a view.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there.
My name is toxic. I have to do what's best for my campaign. What's best for Gotham. I have to distance myself.
All right. Well, that's pretty much what we asked him to do, so that's fine.
Find the truth. Along with anyone who stands in my way.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna pause the timer there. So that's episode 1 done, and I think that's a good place to wrap up for tonight. So I'm thinking, like I said, this is ended up being a little longer than I expected. But assuming we can average 2-ish hours per episode. That means that I would have to put in some significant time if I wanted to get through all of this on Saturday. I'm not planning to stream tomorrow, I don't think. Maybe, but we'll see. I think, because I think I want to stream on Saturday, and I think that means I should probably try to take tomorrow off. But I want to see. I need to think about this. But yeah, maybe we'll try to do all of this on Saturday, or maybe we'll do 1 or 2 episodes on Friday and rest on Saturday or something like that. But I want to get through this pretty quickly, and then move on to the second game during next week, I guess, so that we can finish all this up next weekend. Because once we're done with the second season of the second series, I do want to revisit some of those early games that had the VODs deleted. Unfortunately, it's a handful of NES, Game Boy, Mega Drive, PC Engine games. Should be a really fun series of games actually to revisit. And then, of course, the grand finale when we're gonna rank all the Batman games and maybe look at some statistics and maybe some other shit. I don't really know. I actually need to plan that also. Fuck, it's it's always been this distant thing at the horizon, but now we're getting really close. So I really need to start planning the actual finale of this thing. But yeah, we are weeks away, if that. We may be like a week and a half away from having completed this whole crazy journey that's been over 2 years. It's man, it's crazy. Definitely gearing up to the end here, but I'm excited. However, this is where we end for tonight. So far, my impressions of this game, very positive. It's like, I don't think they would be very exciting to play multiple times, but so far I'm into this version of the story. I'm into this version of these characters. I'm into the visuals for the most part. Some of the interactions and the action stuff is a bit like the action I feel is the weakest part, but it's cool. It's really refreshing to see a Batman story that focuses so heavily on everything that isn't fist fights. It's very unusual in terms of the grand pantheon of Batman games. We haven't seen this much. Certainly not at this level of sort of fidelity and production values. And the aesthetics is such a refreshing change of pace from the Arkham games. I much prefer the way this looks. Even if the ink strokes look terrible, just the overall aesthetics for sure I think is more preferable in this. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap it up here for tonight. Stick around, as I'm sure I'll host someone. We'll see who's online. Take care, everyone, and I should be back again on Saturday. Maybe tomorrow night, but probably not. If you want to know if I'm going to stream anytime soon, your best bet is to keep an eye on my Twitter and or Discord. Okay, I'm supposed to have a command that posts when I write that. There we go. Nightbot's a little asleep at the wheel, it seems. And anyway, stick around as I find someone to host. Take care. See you guys around. Thanks for watching.